Welcome to this CockroachDB series on integration. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to use CockroachDB's change data capture to get data from CockroachDB through Kafka and into Redis. This might be quite useful for people who like to use Redis as a cache layer. CockroachDB has caching built in, so this isn't entirely necessary. It's more of a fun exercise. In this example, I'll be using RedPanda instead of Kafka. Let's start RedPanda now, and let's also start Redis. With those started, I'm going to launch a Cockroach demo cluster because of its enterprise features. You can use CDC without enterprise, although it's an experimental feature, and for production workloads, enterprise is recommended. First, I'll create a table. This will store blog posts for a website with a title and body. Next, I'm going to enable change data capture. And finally, whenever we see an update, an insert, an update, or a deletion from the table, we'll raise a notification to a given Kafka endpoint, in this case, our RedPanda instance. In this example, I'll connect CockroachDB, Kafka, or RedPanda, and Redis using a tool called Benthos. Here's the configuration for that. Our input will be a Kafka input listening on this address using the post topic we created for our table, and output to a Redis hash. Each message published on the CDC will come in an object called after. So this represents the object after it had a modification applied to it. The key for the object in the hash is going to be ID, and then we can set the fields as we would any other structure. Let's run that. So everything's now connected. If I start to publish messages, we'll start to see them in Redis. Of the two rows we inserted into CockroachDB, there are two objects now in Redis. Let's see what those look like. Both of those objects are now in Redis. Now let's update the data. With this query, we'll update the second object we inserted, and let's see what that looks like. With this update, we've set the body for the first row to body1 update, and that's visible here in Redis. To close, I would recommend using Redis or any other external cache only if you understand the implications of doing so. CockroachDB manages its own internal cache whose parameters you can tweak with arguments that you pass into Cockroach on start. This allows CockroachDB to maintain strong consistency of its data, whereas if you're using an external cache, reads against that cache might be out of date with the database. If you'd like to see any other examples of how we connect CDC to external systems, let us know in the comments.